Okay, we're going to cook my cheesy spinach and mushroom frittatas. Perfect for Christmas to put on a nice platter. Hopefully you've got your pan on salted boiling water and your potatoes into nice little cubes. And we just pop the potatoes straight into the water. And then what we're going to do is leave those to boil for 5 minutes, and in the time that the 5 minutes we'll have everything else ready and done. Hopefully you've got your muffin tray in the oven as well, just preheating, and they've oiled the tray nicely as well. But that's it, that's all you have to worry about. Right, so there's just 3 main ingredients to prepare, and I thought we may as well do it together because in the time that it takes the potatoes to do. So we're just going to look to cut the mushroom into little cubes and little dices, the same as we did with the potato. So just little cubes, cut it once down the middle. See how I've done that? Just the same as you would do a potato. So just little cuts along there and then down the middle, but not all the way through, so it'll still stay together. And then now it should, just watch your fingers and thumbs. There we go. And then all we need is just tiny little bits like this. Because what we're going to do is, I've got a spare muffin tray so I can show you. What we're going to do is, we're going to fill the muffin trays with the egg mixture and then just drop in little cubes of mushroom, potato and spinach. Okay? So if you've got any bits that aren't quite bite-sized, cubed, then just either break them up or just chop them up. Nice and easy. Obviously this is all going inside, so it doesn't have to look pretty either. If you want to give it a mash with your knife now, if you find that easier, whatever works for you. Okay. And then the spinach. So it's just a small handful of spinach, and we're just going to finely chop this. A good way of doing this is try and clump them up and roll them up together into a little sort of sausage shape. Then you should be able to find, again just being careful with your fingers, that you can just slice it nice and finely. There we go, and then just go over it the other way. You don't need me to tell you how to chop. So we're just going to make 3 little piles of the ingredients, and then we'll beat the eggs. So next is just grating a small handful of cheese. I'm using emmental. Use whatever cheese is your favourite, but I think that this works really nicely. So just grate a small handful. Looking a little bit more. There we go. Perfect. And then lastly, the eggs. We're just going to crack in 6 eggs into a measuring jug. Try not to get any shelling. I always find it easy just to use a glass. If you're like me, the edge of my measuring jug is quite thick and you end up just obliterating the eggs if you were to crack it on that. So I just use a glass to crack it and then open them up into the measuring jug. Then all we're going to do is whisk this together and add a dash of milk. So far so good, no shell in mine. Hopefully you're getting on the same. And these really are fantastic for Christmas party platter. Although what you can do, if you have a tart tin, you could line it with some short crust pastry and then pour the mixture in there, and you'd have like a quiche, and which would be perfect as well. But these are great for Christmas. So we're just going to lightly whisk it together, fork, hand whisk, whatever you want, and then we'll add just a dash of milk. You can see how much I'm going to add, but it's not much at all. It wasn't worth measuring out. There we go. Right, the milk. If you just watch this, say just a little splash of milk, and then whisk that together. Okay. So what we can do now is go and drain your potatoes. It's been 5 minutes. So go and drain your potatoes and bring them over to your work surface, and we'll do that together. Okay, and what I just want to explain to you before we take the tray out of the oven, what we're going to do, because we'll do it quite quickly. Because we've got it in the oven and it's hot, we're going to bring it over out of the oven, and then we're going to pour the mixture from the jug into the 6 muffin holders. And by the fact that the tray is hot, it'll just seal the outside of the frittatas, so it'll help come out easier. Then we can pop in all the toppings. So we're going to do that quite quickly. So if you go and get your muffin tray from the oven, and we'll get on filling them. Okay, hopefully you're there. Now we're just going to fill them, and just leaving about 1/2 centimetre from the top. So we've got to leave enough room to put the ingredients in. Go. Hopefully I've done this right, and the measurement should be perfect. Oh, a little bit too much in one. If you do that, you can just spoon some from one into the other. There we go, just so that they're even. And this one. That'll teach me to do it too quickly, hey? There we go. And then a little bit from that one. Right. Now we just need to build it. So first off, we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to all of them. So starting with the pepper, just a little twist of pepper into each. And then just a tiny pinch of salt. So just a little pinch of salt into each one. And the reason why we do it individually, sometimes I find that if you put the salt into the egg mixture and then beat it up, the salt doesn't mix through properly, so you probably end up with one frittata that's got all the salt in, which wouldn't be very nice at all. Here we go. And now I'll show you how to do one, and then we can just get on and do all of them. So just take a few mushrooms, just say 3 or 4 of them, and then some cheese, just a little bit of cheese, then some spinach, and then lastly the potatoes that you've had cooked. Bring those over. Just again 3 or 4, 5 little cubes of potato and just drop those in. And the thing about the potato, they're the heaviest ones, so by putting them in last, they won't just sink to the bottom as quickly. So that's one, and we're just going to get on and do the same with the others. So just a few bits of mushroom, pinch of cheese, pinch of spinach, and a few cubes of potato. And these look so good when you put them on a plate and you have them all out. And it's just a great example of just how easy it is to make your own party food. And you don't always have to buy them sort of pre-packed, because obviously everything in this is completely fresh. Okay. Hopefully you're doing yours perfectly and I'm not keeping you waiting too much. But the important thing is just when it comes out of the oven, because these sort of trays cool down very quickly, is just to get the egg mixture into it. Okay. A few bits of potato. There. And the last one. There we go. Perfect. Now you just need to pop this into the oven for 12 minutes, and then when you take it out, just leave it for 5 minutes just to cool down slightly. You don't want to serve these piping hot anyway. They're better served at room temperature, or you could even serve them cold as well, whatever you fancy. But put them in the oven for 12 minutes and then leave them for 5 minutes just to rest. And then when you come back, we'll turn them out and admire how great they look. Perfect. Now you just need to... Okay, I've taken mine out of the oven and they've been resting for 5 minutes. Now it's time to just take them out. Hopefully yours are looking something like this, and if you see some of them have risen up and spilt over, it's fine. Just using this little knife, because it's only egg, you'll be able to just cut it away nice and easily. See? There we go. Like that. And to get them out, all you need to do is just using a knife, just ease them, run the knife around the edges of the little moulds, just like this, and it'll just help ease them out. And by leaving them to rest for 5 minutes, it should have they should have set a little bit more. Then you can bring in a plate, and then just using, if you've got an old butter knife that's not sharp, just a nice flat surface, something like that palette knife is perfect. And then you should be able to just run the knife around the edge properly and then ease them out. Like that. So all you need to do is the same with all of the others, and you can serve them now or you can leave these till they go completely cold. So simple. The potato that we did, you can do that in advance, but that's essentially it done. I hope you enjoy them, and if you're having a party, I hope you enjoy it.